Welcome back, YouTube. This is probably going to be another short episode, but as you can see, I put the finishing touch on the pull-type combine by throwing the spreader cone on the back there, and we're going to go ahead and finish up the hopper for the 9660. I'm just going to add the last bit of extension to it, and my screw auger had a little bit of an unfortunate accident. I'm guessing it had something to do with a cat. But anyways, I got to fix that and get that glued back in there. But I picked up some brass strips at the Ace Hardware this weekend, and I'm going to use that to just add a little bit more extension to my bin hopper so that it looks a little bit more realistic to the combine that I'm modeling it after. So what I'll do is I'll just mark out my strips here, and I'll just cut them quick with the tin snips and get them glued on. Okay, so instead of cutting separate strips, I decided to just bend the corners and make one big square. So instead of super gluing it on here, I'm going to JB weld it because the front of the hopper here dips down a little bit and there's a few other spots. And so I'm going to JB weld it so that I can trim it down and basically use it like Bondo like I did everywhere else on this one. And so I'm going to mix up some JB weld quick and get that glued on there. Alright guys, so it doesn't look too bad. Obviously I got to trim down the JB weld yet and do a little bit more patching here and there to make it all look smooth. I'm not 100% in love with it, but that's the way it's going to be. This corner is what I don't like the most because instead of bending that corner, I just squared it up. What I should have done is I should have bent all four corners and cut it in the middle and then joined it in the middle somewhere. I think that would have been easier to hide the joint, but anyways, it's on there now, so that's the way I'm going to leave it. But nice little addition to the top of the hopper there, and I got to get this auger glued back in yet, and I think I'm going to wait. Obviously it's a pretty fragile deal since it broke once already, but I think I'm going to wait to add that back in there until I have the extension all done up. The real test of scale will be when I build the shop, if this fits through the door of the shop, because on the actual shop, the farm purchased a second combine a couple years ago now, maybe a year ago, and I think they just finished their second harvest with it. And when they get a combine like this, they add that extension themselves. They build their own, and they went to drive it in the shop, and I think they had 6 inches to a foot of clearance above that, between the top of the shop door and the top of the extension. And so I guess when we get the display all made up, if it fits in the shop, then the scale's just about right, and if it doesn't, then we went a little bigger than we should have. But just looks, what I would say from looks wise, it looks about right. We'll have to do a little bit more detail on it and whatnot. But anyways, it adds a nice little touch, another custom touch to it that you don't see on every 1/64th combine. So I'll get that cleaned up, and when that's done, then we can probably get that whole thing painted. As you can see, I primer painted it once and then decided that I had more work to do to it, so that's why part of it's white. But yeah, so we get that painted up, and then that part of the combine will be done. I think I'm going to paint that separate. I really don't see any reason not to, because it all screws back together nice. And so we'll paint that part separate from the rest of it, and we'll just assemble it when the time comes. I'm still looking for tires for the back. I haven't found the tires I want for the back yet. The ones that come on the combine are these ones, and they're just way too big. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. They're way too big. And so I need something smaller, but I don't want a skinny tire. It needs to have just a nice plump little tire, and I haven't found the one I'm looking for yet. So we'll keep looking there. This is going to be one of them long-term projects, obviously. But yeah, it's nice to get a little bit of work done on it every once in a while. And now that I see this sitting on the bench with the JB weld hanging off of it all over the place, it's a little bit better motivation to get to work on it. So let me know what you guys think, if there's anything that you would have done different here, use different materials or whatever, and tell me why. Yeah, what else did I do? Oh, I got my my label maker out. These things are kind of spendy, but they sure are nice to have for stuff like this. It beats the heck out of trying to write all that on there, but I got my label maker out and I made labels for the front of all my little drawers here so that I can kind of keep everything organized. And I may even make labels for these drawers and put, you know, what's in the drawers on the label. But yeah, so let me know what you guys want to see me work on next. I've got a number of projects laying around that I could work on. I've got the drill here, and I've kind of been thinking about this one a lot. I might go figure out where the farm's drill is. I don't know which one of the sheds it's in, but I might go figure that out and take a look at it so I can kind of see what I'm dealing with. Maybe make some measurements on it and whatnot, or get a model number off of it so I can compare to pictures online and everything. But I'd like to get started on that here fairly soon. Let's see what else. We got the MX tractor up here that we could work on. The pull type combine is officially done. I got the spreader cone on it, so that is completely wrapped up. I got to be working on a digger here at some point. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about that, but I think I am going to use this frame right here. The farm has a John Deere 510 disc ripper, and that's what they use on all their corn stalks. And so I think I'm going to use this Ertl frame as a base to start with. I know some of you guys get crazy with building everything from scratch with brass. I don't quite have the talent for that yet. I need to work on my soldering. I need to talk to some of the guys that do it a lot and figure out what they're doing. So we're going to stick with stuff like this for now. And then what else have we got? We got our John Deere pulling tractor here that could have some work done to it. I can build some more of these small planters. So I got plenty of projects to work on. Any feedback from you guys is great, what you want to see. Yeah, so let me know. It'll probably be a few days now before you see anything else from me. I got to go to a funeral up in North Dakota. One of my dad's brothers passed away from cancer. And so we're going to go up to that. And so it might be a few days before you see anything. And who knows, life could get busy between now and whenever anyways. So I'll keep them coming as often as I can. The support has been phenomenal. I thank you guys for that. And please keep watching. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and check back for more.